This video is brought to you by Straight Goods News, Canada's alternative online news source. Visit straightgoods.ca.
Well, they are doing this simply to curry favor with their best friends in the oil patch. This is all about pipelines. This is about projects that don't have the merit on their own to stand up to Canadian law. So what they're doing is destroying Canadian law. The part that of the Fisheries Act that is being destroyed here is the most significant environmental protection that we have. It applies to just about everything that we do, and it now puts essentially an open gate on every project that the oil industry wants to put forward. It's fundamental, and the fact that they bury it deep within a budget implementation bill shows that the government knows that on the surface, Canadians will not tolerate this, would not allow even a debate, and they will invoke closure on this as well. It's a shame.
Do you think they're being dishonest with this budget bill?
If Canadians knew the truth of what's hiding in the depths of this bill, they would be outraged. Now, I'm not talking about one part of the political spectrum. I think this goes right across the board, that people who like to fish, who like to hunt, people who like to have a clean environment are going to be deeply concerned with a government that won't even have a discussion or a debate about changing fundamentally the way that we approach protecting our environment. It's hugely dangerous and quite offensive to me as a Canadian.
Do you think that they're being...
natural resources for a long time, and when you define, for example, fisheries, or defining fisheries as commercial, aboriginal, or recreational.
Right.
So for people who do actually get involved in fishing, you can say we're protecting that, but they're not going on other parts of the fishery.
No, this is very surgical. Understand what they're doing here. This has been the dream of the oil industry forever, is to simply take out the one piece of the Fisheries Act that provided environmental protection across the board. This is constitutional change almost. It goes right to the edge of saying something so fundamental to the way that we approach our environment and decisions that get made. And the government knows for a fact that if they brought this forward as a bill, as a discussion, Canadians would reject it outright.
Okay, you're from BC.
Yeah.
What about people who say that there's a strong, when we listen to your environment critical decision that's made, there's not a strong anti-critical bias, what you say, because they are saying a lot of these reviews, for example, will be conducted by the province.
Look at this. This is a government that says it believes in the wisdom of the provinces and is doing the exact opposite. It is putting these decisions into the hands of the minister, saying that the minister doesn't need to listen to the science, the facts, or the voices of Canadians. This is a consistent pathology with this government when it comes to the rights of women, when it comes to immigration rights, when it comes to environmental protections. Never mind the evidence, never mind what Canadians might actually think about this. Trust the government, trust the Conservative Party of Canada, and now even overriding the provincial concerns that may be there as well. So this is a pathology, and it's very dangerous.
Do you think that the government is being dishonest by hiding all this stuff in there, as you said?
The government lacks the confidence of their own ideas. They are saying that if this idea were front and center in front of Canadians, it would absolutely be rejected. So instead, they hope to bury it on page 200 of a Budget Implementation Act that no one's going to read. We are reading it. Canadians are now going to know about this, and they can't hide the truth. The fact of the matter is, they are taking an axe to the most critical piece of environmental protection we have.
Actually, can you say the parent, though, it's 1/3 of a bill of the 400 pages?
Yeah, but if they wanted to talk about the environment, if they wanted to talk about pipelines, then let's have a bill to talk about pipelines. That's not what the budget implementation. And I'll bet you a very nice dinner that they will invoke closure on this, that they will shut down the debate even in Parliament. We're going to do everything we can to stop that. We are going to bring this message to Canadians because, again, across the political spectrum, people do not want their air and their water sacrificed all of the time for the interest of big government and big industry, and they don't believe that the minister is omniscient, has more intelligence and knowledge than the scientists and the voices of Canadians.
What do you think because there's a possibility that this will actually now shorten the timeline in the hearings in the Northern Gateway?
Oh, they've made an absolute mockery of the timelines. They've stripped away the powers from the National Energy Board. They've made it into a kangaroo court. The decision has obviously already been made by the Prime Minister. And if he's ever met an oil industry project that he didn't like, I haven't heard about it. It's green light for everything. And the problem is, the fundamental problem is that our democratic institutions are beginning to unravel under this government. That the voices of Canadians are being told that they don't count with this government. I don't know if the outdoor sports groups read this because their members are not going to be in favor of their lake, the ocean that they like to fish in, the forest they like to hunt in being destroyed by oil projects that don't receive a review of any kind. So I think when the hunters and fishers of this country get a look at what's actually here, they're going to be outraged. So our job is to let them know what's actually in the law.